Hi, this is Carl again. In this particular video, what I'm going to do is to aim to give you a simplified means by which you can learn, understand, absorb, and then use Spanish verb forms in the present tense. Now, with any language, you will get a total of 7 different forms or conjugations which belong to any particular verb. And when we speak of conjugations, what we mean is the pronouns which are placed before the verbs in their different forms. For example, I eat is a conjugation of the verb to eat. They live is a conjugation of the verb to live. Now, if you attend evening classes or night classes as part of your program of learning Spanish, then more often than not, what the tendency is from the teacher is to give you, by writing on the blackboard, a table into which these conjugations are written. But even so, more often than not, there is never any indication, advice, memory aids by which you are able to remember and learn these particular verb forms, because the advice is not given by the teacher. Now, what is important to remember in Spanish is that the verb form, which belongs with he, she, it, and you formal, one person, is the most important verb form within any particular verb group. And I'll explain that in just a moment. What the tendency by many teachers is, in colleges, is to give to students the full infinitive or the to form of the verb to begin with, and then follow it in the same order in which the other conjugations would be given in, let's say, a verb book, in a verb book. So, for example, you might be given the verb to eat, which is comer, and then you'll be given the pronoun for I and the conjugation of the verb I eat. The next one on the list then tends to be you eat, one person informal. The next one down is the he, she, it, you formal, one person verb form. And the list continues in the order of we, you guys, that is to say you, informal, more than one person, they, and then finally, with the pronoun they, you also get the same form of the verb in Spanish, which translates back into English as you, formal, more than one person. So the verb form in Spanish for they, something or other, and you, formal, more than one person, something or other, will be identical. But just brush all that I've said aside about the order in which the verbs are given, and let us concentrate once again on what I was saying about the he, she, and it form of the verb being the most important in the Spanish language. Now, the reason that I say that that particular form is the most important is because it tends to be the shortest verb conjugation within any verb category which contains the fewest number of letters. And it is onto that particular verb form that you add additional letters to create the other forms of the verb. So I'll give you an example to explain this a lot better, a lot more clearly. A regular verb in Spanish, for example, would be hablar. Hablar, H-A-B-L-A-R, and the R at the end of hablar denotes that the verb means, that the verb is the to form of the verb to speak. Now, the most important form, as I say, would be the he, she, it, you formal, one person form. He speaks, she speaks, it speaks, if you can say it speaks, and you speak formal. All of which are given in Spanish as habla. Now, habla is what I like to refer to as the base verb, the verb which contains the fewest number of letters than the other verb forms within that same verb category. Habla, he, she, it speaks. Ananes, hablas. Remove the S, habla. Hablas, by the way, is you speak, informal, one person, and also do you speak. So the question form of you speak in English is do you speak, but in Spanish there is no requirement to add any other words to hablas. Simply it is done by the tone of the voice and through the intonation to make it sound like a question. Hablas? So habla, he, she, it speaks, or you speak formal. With the addition of the S is hablas. You remove the S, habla, he, she, it speaks. Switch the A, the final A in habla, for an O. Hablo is I speak. Revert then back to the most important verb form, habla again, he, she, it speaks. Add MOS for we speak, hablamos. Add IS to the form habla to create you guys, habláis. Go then back to habla. Remember the most important verb form habla, he, she, it speaks. Add an N for they speak, hablan. Back again to habla. Add the letter R to the verb form hablar, then gives you the infinitive of the verb to speak. Now there are a few memory aids which can help you remember which verb form corresponds to which person in English. For example, we have the ending mos for we, and a memory which one of my students came up with was we love Amos, Amos being a character from Emmerdale apparently. The N for they, as in N they live happily ever after. Where AR verbs are concerned, such as hablar, the I's ending is for you guys, so a similarity between I's and the muted pronunciation of you guys, I's, you guys. And the O ending for I, as in Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. I'll leave that there for now, and what I will do is I will continue this discussion in another video, which I will call part 2 of simplified ways of learning Spanish verbs. And again, if anybody does have any questions, then please feel free to write to my email address or to post any questions here on the YouTube forum.